An unexpected attitude from Jalen Hurts about Coach Saban. Did you see it? Before the news, subscribe to the channel. It happened before the Super Bowl, even before Hurts' victory. He remembered about Bama and Coach Saban. If there is one thing that sets Jalen Hurts apart from many other talented quarterbacks, it is his mentality. The Philadelphia Eagles quarterback did not reach the Super Bowl with talent alone, but with an approach of work and resilience that began to be molded in Tuscaloosa under Nick Saban. During the opening night of the Super Bowl, Hurts did not hesitate to give credit to what he learned at Alabama. He highlighted one of Saban's most valuable lessons: every year is a new season, a fresh start. It may seem like a simple concept, but within the Crimson Tide program, it is a philosophy. No matter what was accomplished the year before, there is no room for complacency. Each season, each player must prove himself anew. Hurts has taken that lesson and applied it throughout his career. Since arriving at Alabama as a young quarterback, he has faced challenges and tough times, including losing his starting job to Tua Tagovailoa. But instead of letting it get him down, he has used that experience to grow. During his time at Oklahoma, he showed that his work ethic and determination were unwavering, proving that he could be an elite leader and quarterback. Now, in the NFL, that same approach has taken him to one of the biggest stages in sports. He has not gotten complacent after a successful season, and he has not let accolades or contracts influence his work ethic. Hurts has continued to apply the lesson he learned in Tuscaloosa: each season is a new challenge, and only hard work and resilience can ensure that he continues to improve. Nick Saban's legacy goes far beyond titles and statistics. He builds players with the right mindset to face the challenges of football and life. Jalen Hurts is the embodiment of that teaching, and his journey to the Super Bowl is living proof that the lessons learned at Alabama continue to resonate at the highest level of the sport. For Crimson Tide fans, seeing Hurts shine in the NFL is not only a source of pride, it's confirmation that the values taught in Tuscaloosa continue to shape champions far beyond the walls of the university. I want to hear your thoughts at the end. If there's one thing Alabama football knows how to do, it's identify and develop talent at the quarterback position. And with Kelen Russell, that tradition of excellence appears to be in great hands. The kid from Duncanville, Texas, who has excelled in the most competitive high school football arenas, not only arrives in Tuscaloosa as one of the nation's top-rated prospects, but also as someone who has always had the Crimson Tide in his heart. The revelation that Russell grew up watching Alabama alongside his father and even kept jerseys from the team as a kid adds an even more special layer to his arrival. In today's recruiting world, where nil and outside factors increasingly weigh on players' decisions, it's rare to see an athlete of his caliber with a genuine emotional connection to the program. And that matters. Because at Alabama, it's not enough to be talented, you have to understand what it means to wear the crimson and play for the most dominant team in college football over the past decade and a half. Russell not only understands this, but he already has the mindset that defines the great quarterbacks who have come through Tuscaloosa. He's not just a five-star prospect, he's a born winner. His high school football resume speaks for itself: more than 7,100 passing yards, 88 touchdowns, and 2 state titles for one of the most competitive programs in Texas. He knows what it's like to play under pressure, he knows what it's like to lead a team to the highest level, and most of all, he knows that winning isn't just a wish, it's the only option. And if anyone still had doubts about Russell's fit at Alabama, Ryan Williams quickly dispelled them. The wide receiver, another special talent the Tide managed to keep at home, captured the essence of what it means to play in Tuscaloosa. "You're a winner, you know? That's what we like to do at Alabama." With the arrival of Kalen DeBoer, the Crimson Tide offense is undergoing an evolution, and having a quarterback of Russell's caliber in the pipeline is a clear sign that the future remains bright. He arrives at a time of transition, but with all the tools to be a legendary name within the program. While other quarterbacks may have hesitated to accept the challenge of playing for Alabama, Russell not only accepted it, he embraced it. And when a talented player with the right mindset and a genuine love for the program steps into Tuscaloosa, special things happen. Alabama is no stranger to molding champions, and Kelen Russell appears poised to be the next big name in that dynasty. Attention, an underrated player from Atlanta has an offer in Bama's attention. Is he coming to the team to be the best? Recruiting at Alabama has always been about finding not only the best talent, but also those players who have the right mindset to thrive in an elite program. And Chris Booker, an offensive lineman from Atlanta in the class of 2026, seems to fit that profile exactly. Booker's story isn't the traditional five-star prospect who's been in the spotlight since his first snap of high school. Instead, he was an underrated name on the national scene, without the flood of offers that typically surround Crimson Tide targets. But that changed when Alabama saw something in him that others hadn't yet noticed. During junior day, Courtney Morgan, the program's general manager, dropped a riddle: "I know something you don't know." Moments later, the official offer came. And that offer carries special weight. When a player gets the call to join Alabama, it means the coaching staff believes in his potential to be a real asset at the highest level of college football. Offensive line coach Chris Kapilovic made it clear that Booker's dedication has been noticed and rewarded. And if there's one thing the Crimson Tide's history shows, it's that players with that profile, hard workers with something to prove, often become key players on a team. Looking at Booker's career, it's clear that he not only has an impressive physique, but also the mindset of someone who constantly seeks improvement. His coach at Hateville Charter Career Academy, Winston Gordon, has no doubt that Booker will be an asset for any program, capable of playing all three offensive line positions. Plus, he's already preparing for the next level with individual workouts alongside Tennessee Titans pass rusher Arden Key. But what really stands out about this recruitment is Booker's hunger for growth. By his own admission, "I want to be the best. If I'm not the best, I work to be the best." That mindset is exactly what separates average players from greats at Alabama. For the Crimson Tide, development doesn't just happen, it's a rigorous process where only the most dedicated thrive. Now, with a visit to Alabama scheduled for April, Booker has the chance to deepen his connection with the program and understand where he fits in the offensive line. The Crimson Tide have already shown interest in him, and now it's up to the young OL to decide which program will be the best for his development. If he chooses Alabama, he'll join a system that has been turning offensive linemen into NFL stars for years. Booker may have been underestimated by some, but Alabama saw something special in him. And if he does choose the Crimson Tide, history shows that a player with his mentality and physique has what it takes to go from being a gamble to becoming a key part of the team's future. Ryan Grubb's arrival at Alabama as offensive coordinator has brought with it a methodical and transparent approach to one of the biggest challenges the program currently faces: finding the Crimson Tide's next starting quarterback. With Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and Kelen Russell all in the running, the battle promises to be fierce, but Grubb has made it clear that there will be no favoritism in the process. His experience at Washington in 2022, when Michael Penix Jr. emerged victorious from an intense competition, serves as an example of how he intends to navigate this crucial transition at Alabama. Grubb, known for his candor and dedication to detail, revealed during an interview with Yale Alabama that his philosophy is based on objectivity and equal opportunity. He noted that in Washington, 3 players were placed under the same rigorous scrutiny, with each given the chance to prove themselves without any kind of preemptive preference. "I let the guys know up front that we were going to do it the right way," Grubb said. "We're trying to figure out who the best quarterback is for the University of Washington, and there's no favoritism." That same mentality will apply at Alabama, where the focus will be on who is best prepared to lead the Crimson Tide offense in 2025. The current landscape at Alabama features 3 distinct candidates, each with their own strengths and challenges. Ty Simpson, who has had limited opportunities in big games, is seen by many as the obvious favorite due to his previous experience in the system. However, Grubb was keen to emphasize that a player's past doesn't automatically guarantee his future position. Austin Mack, a transfer from UCLA, brings with him a solid background and a style of play that could fit well into Grubb's offensive scheme. Kelen Russell, while less experienced, has shown potential in practice and could surprise with his rapid development. This open-door approach taken by Grubb is something Alabama fans should keep an eye on. He has pledged to dedicate significant time and effort to providing objective feedback to quarterbacks, ensuring they clearly understand what is expected and why certain decisions are being made. This level of transparency not only helps players improve individually, but it also creates a healthy competitive environment where the best man truly wins. Furthermore, Grubb's experience in Washington shows that he is not afraid to make tough decisions or take chances on underrated players. Michael Penix Jr., for example, arrived in Washington surrounded by uncertainty after recurring injuries at Indiana. Under Grubb's tutelage, Penix has blossomed into one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the country, leading the Huskies' offense to the national championship. That ability to maximize the potential of his players is exactly what Alabama needs right now, especially after a 2024 season that exposed weaknesses in the offense. For Crimson Tide fans, the selection of the next QB1 will be a defining moment in the team's 2025 development. The season kicks off on August 30th against Florida State, and time is running out for Grubb and his staff to identify the ideal leader for the offense. In the meantime, all three candidates have the opportunity to prove themselves in spring practice and the A-Day game on April 12th. The way Ryan Grubb approaches this competition reflects his disciplined, results-driven mindset. He's not interested in following outside narratives or fan pressure. His only priority is finding the best fit for Alabama's offensive system. And as he proved in Washington, Grubb won't hesitate to make bold choices if it means putting the team in a position to succeed. Ultimately, Alabama's quarterback battle isn't just about who will start at the position in 2025, but also about how that decision will shape the future of the program. With Ryan Grubb at the helm, fans can rest assured that the process will be fair, thorough, and geared toward long-term success. It remains to be seen who will emerge as the next leader of the Crimson Tide offense, and whether Grubb can replicate the kind of magic that made Michael Penix Jr. a star. I want to hear your thoughts.